UK. That's not an expression. From behind you, also upstairs. Same. If you have your phones, please turn them off. Very, very nice. And I'm just going to do a quick now sound level check. So on 1, 2, 3, if you guys
get a kid, and a member of the drama department always put their hand up and go, just wanted to say, we don't have any problems with him in our classes, just putting it out there. Oh, aren't you amazing? Or maybe there's the fact that in my last lesson we were solving quadratic equations, and in your last lesson he was being a badger. Did that occur to you, drama? So no, I chose a school for my son. To cut a long story short, I selected a school that was shut down for not meeting government requirements. Now, that is a difficult situation. But in fairness, are their parents in? Why are we having to choose a school? Here's a solution. Make them all good. I'll pick the nearest one. Well, but instead, I've got to go on a tour. I've got to go on a tour. A 10-minute tour to decide where my son's going to go for 5 years. I'm still not sure about my wife. But I'm wandering around. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I guess I just pick the building that smells the least of piss. I don't know. And the teachers, when you go on the tour, they make it incredible, don't they? They're properly like, hey, welcome, yeah, no, great. I don't know what happens when we leave. For all I know, we could go out and the teacher would go, right, they're gone now, let's get the sewing machines out and get back to making these trainers. Right? And I understand the struggle because I used to be a teacher. I was a maths teacher. I wasn't a very good one, but as it turns out, it doesn't matter. You can get away with it for quite a while. Right? But the problem is, you have Ofsted inspector sit in the back of your class. Suddenly I've got to make sure I'm doing my job properly. Then we've got learning outcomes up on the board, Pythagoras and trigonometry flying all over the shop, nailing this lesson, knocking it out of the park, yeah? Kid in the front row's got a question, I'm straight in there, yes Timothy? Just going to see what you... How can I help you? And then he'd go, why are you being weird? I have to convey to Timothy without the inspector realising that I am going to bloody end him. Right? And that's what, I don't know if you've noticed this, but in schools, because of political correctness, all textbooks have got to be multicultural. Have you noticed this? Which means that every single question, every single textbook has got to have a black kid and a white kid in it. Or a white kid and an Asian kid. Now, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't have wanted to hang out with a kid of another colour. For every time I met up with him, he wanted to do bloody maths. I think that's a positive message. The questions you get are amazing, right? You get questions like, Philip thinks that the answer is 8. Dilip thinks that the answer is 10. Which one is correct? And then the kid would put his hand up and say, I think Dilip's correct. And I'd say, why? And it's because Asian kids are bods, aren't they? Most likely to be correct. And you do have to give him half marks. This shown is working. We had to do exam invigilation. It's so boring. It's like where the kids are sitting in the hall doing an exam, you've got to walk around the hall, make sure they're not cheating and they've got enough rulers and shit. Very dull. I had to find a way of passing the time. The way that I did this is I played Battleship. And as what was, I'd get a piece of paper and I'd write down on the piece of paper the kid that I thought was the ugliest in the room. The kid that I thought had the shittest haircut. Security, which is one of the reasons why Nick Clegg has recently been arrested. The jogger was then wrestled to the ground. I think the major lesson to be learnt from this terrifying incident is that jogging is a terrible idea. I hope that they make it illegal. David Cameron was praised for an incredible sidestep to avoid the jogger. When he was asked about it, he said it was the same move that he uses whenever he's asked about Scottish devolution. He may have been attacked because Britain, I don't know if you've heard this, but Britain have decided to stop rescuing any migrants who are drowning in the Mediterranean. Were you aware of this? Yeah. This is apparently because... This guy finds it hilarious. This is apparently because rescuing them is seen as encouragement. I know this because every time I walk past the hospital I think, well, if medical help is there I might as well set myself on fire. The Foreign Office have decided to stop all search and rescue missions, saying it creates an unintended pull factor, which is a bit like the X Factor, but instead of being voted off, you die. Which actually would make for a much better X Factor. It's a nice strategy. If we can't properly run border controls, how about we just hope that people drown before they get here? Are the Conservatives going to try and make the water even more dangerous? Guys, we need to get tough on immigration. Release the Kraken. back of a faux pas by Michael Fallon, the defence... This comes off the back of a faux pas by Michael Fallon, the Defence Secretary, when he said that some towns have been swamped by migrants. I think what I really learned about all of this is that our Defence Secretary is a guy called Michael Fallon. He claims that he misspoke when he said swamped by migrants. What he actually meant was infested with darkies. Why is the Defence Secretary talking about immigration anyway? I hate it when politicians start banging on about things they know nothing about. Like when Michael Gove used to talk about education. First of all, right, he says it's a slip of the tongue. This wasn't a slip. This is the Tories flirting with UKIP voters in a manner more embarrassing than when I flirted to try and get the Newsjack job. From experience I can tell you that it does work, but you do end up with a restraining order. The Pope has come out and said that the Big Bang Theory actually happened, and is consistent with religious belief. After much debate among the faithful, he clarified that this doesn't mean that the Church in any way condones the Big Bang Theory sitcom. And that all good Catholics should continue watching Mrs. Brown's Boys. The Pope said that God is not a magician with a magic wand, which is a shame, because my favourite part of the Bible is where the Lord appeared unto Moses and said, "Is this your card?" It just seems like the Pope is getting cooler and cooler. Cool dude, right? Yeah. 3 of you agree, great. I'm waiting for him to come out and say, guys, listen, the only spirit I want to talk about today is Jaeger bombs. Let's get shit-faced. Okay, guys, well listen, it's the last show of the series tonight. Sounded sarcastic. So we need to crack on with the show because I'm going to start looking for other work. What's after the story has been so inspiring that he started his own healthy living lifestyle guide.
Hi, I'm Lord Falconer, and yeah, I know what you're thinking. Who is this Adonis with the pecs of Channing Tatum, the abs of Jesus, and the excess skin of a 62-year-old man who used to be grossly overweight? But if you think that achieving this former Lord Chancellor physique is just a pipe dream, then think again.
Hi, I'm supermodel and part-time human being Naomi Campbell. Now, I tried everything to get the former Lord Chancellor figure, but nothing worked. I tried all the diets. Rice and wine, burgers and spit, egg and egg. I just didn't look like a sexy 62-year-old man. And I absolutely stunk of egg.
Follow this meal plan, and you can get the ex-cabinet body everyone's talking about.
Breakfast. Replace your breakfast cereal with slices of apple and splash on a healthy portion of Diet Coke.
Lunch. Instead of that fatty sandwich, replace that meat with an apple and put it between 2 delicious layers of Diet Coke.
But the apple and Diet Coke lifestyle plan doesn't just apply to weight loss.
Hi, I'm current former footballer Pele, and I used to suffer badly from erectile dysfunction. I still do. But now I just distract my wife with an apple, then stick a can of Diet Coke down my trousers. Did she notice the difference? She hasn't so far.
Hello, I'm famous snaphead actor Patrick Stewart. Lost all your hair? No problem. Use apple peel to make a rudimentary wig. If people get too close and you're afraid they might see that the hair is fake, throw Diet Coke in the
Hello, I'm Cheryl Tweedy Cole Fernandez Vasili Nearly. Cheating husband, not to worry, Pet. Put some frozen apples into a pillowcase and beat him round the head. Then sit back and celebrate with a delicious can of Diet Coke.
Apples and Diet Coke, because at the end of the day, who needs protein?
He's fainted again. Can someone get him a sausage?
That was the end of the sketch.